This is a short video on how to migrate just the changes from one RPD to another by generating a patch file and merging the patch file. This process can be used in two scenarios. The first one is multi-user development. Multiple developers can develop the RPD and merge all the RPDs into a single RPD. The second scenario is for code migration. This process will be very helpful for code migration. You can merge only the changes that you want to migrate. OBIEE administration tool can be configured as a multi-user development environment. So why do we need this process? Well, OBIEE MUDE configuration has its pain points, like all developers should use a common location to access the RPD. And two, you have to create projects for each and every checkout. So this process can be used as an alternative process to multi-user development. I have a simple flowchart here on how this process works. The first step is get the latest RPD to the local machine or wherever you have your administration tool. The next step is to make changes to the RPD. The third step is to create a patch for the changes you made in the previous step. The fourth step is to get the latest RPD again. I will explain in few minutes why you have to get the latest RPD again. The fifth step is to apply the patch to the latest RPD. The last step is to place the RPD in its common location. I will close this RPD, and in my folder structure, I have the latest RPD folder and I also have a working copy folder. Let's assume that this latest RPD is accessible to all the developers. So this is my latest RPD. I want to make a copy of this and bring it to my working copy folder. So I'm pasting it here, and I want to make two copies of this because I want to generate a patch file. So I'll call this original RPD, and another copy I'm pasting the same RPD. I will name this as working copy. Okay, so I'll open the working copy and I'll start making changes to that working copy. So just for the simplicity, I'm going to delete only 3 columns in the presentation layer. So I will delete the manager ID, the location ID, and department ID. So we did not touch anything else except the department in the presentation layer. I will save my changes, check global consistency, no errors found. So I'll close this one. So here are my two RPDs. The original RPD is what I got it from the shared folder, and the working copy is the copy that I made changes. So before generating the patch, let's do one more thing. Let's go to this latest RPD and let's assume that some other developer already changed this RPD and applied his changes. Okay, so what we will do is we will open this RPD and let's assume that from the employees presentation table, some other developer deleted the salary because we don't want to see the salary, and saved this. Okay, and I'll close this one now. Let's assume this one that other developer has already made his changes and applied his changes to the latest RPD. Now come back to our working copy folder, open the working RPD. The next step we have to do is compare the changes we made with the original RPD and generate a patch out of that. Okay, click on File, Compare, and select your original RPD. Okay, so it is showing all the 3 changes that we made. We deleted these 3 fields from the presentation layer. So the department presentation table is also showing as modified because we deleted 3 of the columns from this department table, presentation table. Now what you can do is you can click on equalize. It's saying that there are no objects to equalize. Click OK and create patch. Okay, In the same working copy folder, I will create the patch. I'll just name it as patch and save it. Okay, and you can close this. See, here is the patch that is generated. So now close this RPD again. Now the next step is we generated the patch, and this patch contains only the changes that we made. So we have to apply this patch to the latest RPD in the shade folder. So let's copy the latest RPD one more time, because when we apply our changes to the latest RPD, we have to get that latest RPD, because that latest RPD already changed since we copied it. So let's copy that once again to our working folder, and we have to apply changes, our patch changes to this RPD. So open this, click on File, click on Merge. So here we have full repository merge we are doing, and a patch repository merge. We are doing the patch repository merge. So select that and select your original master RPD, which is the original RPD that we have in our folder, this one. Okay, and you have to give the password here. Okay, now select the patch file. So you don't have to give any password for this patch file. Click next. Okay, so it's showing all the columns that we deleted, and now you can set the default decision to all. Okay, and click on finish. So now this is your RPD with all the changes. So if you click on the departments, you will have only department name. We deleted the other 3 columns. And if you come to employees table, there is no salary here. Okay, now just save this one. We already saved it. This is the patched RPD. So you can close it. And this is the new patched RPD. You can just copy it back to the latest RPD folder. You can delete this old RPD, or you can keep it for version tracking.